How's it going, guys? I am back with another video finally. I know it's been a long time since my first video, and this time I'm going to be talking about my rental property that I closed on January 3rd, kind of what it's been like from the time I closed until now. So I've been in about a month and a half. I just want to share kind of my first month in the property. Just to start off a little bit about the house. It's a large brick duplex, 3 beds, 1.5 bath per side. I found it on the market. It had tons of offers. I'll go into the purchase numbers and the cash flow and all of that in another video. For now, I just kind of want to highlight my experience with how it's been owning any property, and especially owning a rental property in the first month, and kind of the steps that you have to take, stuff that I forgot to do, stuff that I neglected a little bit and let it go way too long before I took care of it. The first thing is I closed on the 3rd, but I was still stuck working 6 days a week at UPS because peak season doesn't end until the 15th. I was stressed out, trying to figure out how I can move in, when I'm gonna have time to move in. Eventually, and I timed it so that it would have been right at the end of peak, so I had 4 days to move in, and it turns out that just moving in took way longer than I thought. I had way more stuff than I thought, so just a little PSA that when you're moving in, even if you think you don't have that much stuff, you probably have more than you thought. And I was actually gonna have a free box truck kind of from my old job. Turned out that they didn't have any to use that weekend. So I had to use my Toyota Sequoia with the seats folded up, and that was pretty good. And then I used my uncle's truck. After 4 days, I got it done, got everything in here, and then it was just a little bit of a process of cleaning stuff up, getting everything put where it goes. Couple things when I finally got moved in. I have all the appliances were already in the kitchen, fridge, range, microwave, everything, and everything worked. I had a washer and dryer, first floor laundry hookup. Everything was all hooked up. I thought it would work. Little did I know that the washer kind of worked, so it fooled me for a little bit. So I ran a load to clean it, and then turned out it didn't have a spin cycle. So I had no washer, but my dryer worked. So I found a washer and dryer on Craigslist. My friend helped me get it. We brought it in. So now I have 2 washers and 2 dryers. I still have to get rid of the old washer and dryer, but I have a good working washer and dryer now. All the mechanicals in the house are pretty new. The AC unit's pretty new. The water heater's kind of old, but it still works really well. And the furnaces on both sides are really new. The upstairs toilet in my unit, I could clearly tell that the floor was a little bit discolored and dirty from water. So I believe the wax ring was leaking underneath the toilet. I didn't use it. I took it off. I was gonna replace the wax ring, but the actual flange that the wax ring connects to was broken. So it wasn't that simple. And I decided it was a cheap toilet. I was told not to use cheap toilets by people I sub to on YouTube and contractors and whatnot. I threw the toilet away, got a new toilet, and I still haven't installed that. So I'm living out of both bathrooms. I take a shower upstairs, but anytime I have to use the toilet, I have to come down here and use the toilet, which sucks at night. That'll be fixed here soon. A very weird thing was actually the kitchen lights. So the kitchen light is a 6-bulb track light that uses these stupid male into female bulbs, and those little male pieces, every time you'd go to take them out, I'd be pushing my fingers on the front here like this, and I'd have to essentially rip those male pieces off, and they'd be stuck in the socket, and then I would have to go flip the breaker off, because I mean, who flips a breaker off just to change a light bulb? I mean, come on, you just change a light bulb. But I'd have to go flip the breaker off, peel those things out. I mean, it took like 15 minutes to change one of those bulbs. It's a nightmare. I still have one that's out, and that's why I have these. So hopefully I'll be able to get that down here. Oh, another funny thing, my back door actually doesn't open all the way because the mudroom behind the kitchen is actually an addition, and the subfloor is a little uneven. So the subfloor sinks where the door goes. So when you open the door, it hits the subfloor. I don't use my back door very much because there's not that much room to get anything through besides you. Other than that, the house has been great. I purposely bought a house that had a couple problems like that. That way I can do the paint, the flooring, and the easy stuff myself, because that's where you'll really get a lot of your money back out when you do those renovations. Other than that, the house has been great. Everything's working besides that toilet pretty much anymore, but everything else is pretty much fixed. Just know that when you get a house, no matter how good it looks, no matter how new it is, stuff isn't gonna be perfect. You know, stuff isn't gonna be exactly how you want it to be. Even when you think something's not gonna be a problem, like that toilet, I thought I'd just do a wax ring and it'd be over and it'd be done. Because I can replace a wax ring in the toilet like that, but the flange is broken, the floor's not level, you know, you have this, and this. So just know that problems are gonna come up, and don't let them stress you out too much. And definitely have a little bit of finance cushion to take care of those problems. As my tenants go, I inherited them from the previous owner. Their lease is actually up in March, at the end of March. It's February 15th right now, or 16th. So with my tenants, I waited a little bit too long to get in contact with them because I was really nervous. It was my first time talking to tenants. I didn't know if I was going to tell them if I was the owner or just the property manager. And I figured I better just tell them I was the owner because I live next to them, so it'd be just kind of hard to keep that a secret. They've been really awesome. They're pretty quiet. They have had a couple parties, but usually ends pretty early on. I've been really lucky with that. They haven't given me any headache. They don't complain about anything. As far as I know, there's not really anything wrong with their unit. My tenants have been great, so really no gripes with them. I guess I will be updating to see if they renew in March. I set up payment using Cozy. It is free to me and to them as far as I can tell. I've already taken one payment with it. There was a little bit of a hiccup when she was trying to pay. In the end, and after like a day, I got it paid, and then after like 2 or 3 days, and it happened to be on the weekend, so it might even be faster, but after 2 or 3 days, it went to my bank account. As far as I can tell, Cozy's a great way to collect payment, and I will be updating on how Cozy works as well for me. Oh, so just another little problem with the neighborhood is that all in all, it's like a B plus neighborhood. There's a lot of renovations going on, a lot of money being put into the area. I'm a really big fan of it right now, but there's a couple little things like this. There's this super loud Honda that drives by at full throttle with like no exhaust on, so that thing has been the bane of my existence being here, and I don't really know what to do about it. It's just funny. The weirdest thing is that out of nowhere, a 82 Chevy Caprice showed up in my off-street parking, so my property, with no wheels on it, on blocks, all the stereo ripped out. I've asked my tenants about it, they have no idea what it is, so I'm sure it's stolen and somebody just happened to pick my house to dump it. So that's been kind of annoying. I've called the city about it already. I have not gotten any word back. They said in 10 days I would get an inspection to see if, I don't know, see whatever they need to see. From then, I would go to the next step to get it off my property. I have not heard a word from them. I set up an inspection time, so we'll see about that, I guess. I'm gonna call again tomorrow to try and get them to come. Other than that, I mean, there's a construction project going on right across the street, which is cool, but kind of loud sometimes and kind of annoying. I'm definitely really excited about it because it's gonna make my property value increase. Overall, I'm really happy with the purchase. I think it's gonna be a great investment, and it's going to go up in value because there's a lot of money going into the area. So I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited to keep you guys updated on how it's going. Just wanted to make this video and kind of tell you about how the first month's been. It's been great so far. I actually do need some roommates though. So if you want to be my roomie, leave a comment below. Other than that, please like, share, subscribe. Let me know how I can add value to your guys' finance decisions, real estate decisions. I will. So if you want to leave any comments suggesting a new video, I will definitely consider doing it. So there's a lot to come. I'm going to eventually be renovating this property. I am very, very close to getting my real estate license. I should be taking my test here in the next week, and then I'll be licensed once I pass the test, providing insight into the Columbus market, what renovations to do to make you the most money on even your single family house, where to look for rentals in Columbus, everything I'm doing within real estate and finances. So stay tuned, and I will be trying to crank up the videos to at least one a week. That is my goal. So please, yeah, like I said, like, share, subscribe, and that'll be it.